Summation in verse. At that time Mahamati, the great Bodhisattva, said this to the Blessed One. The world has no origin or dissolution, like a flower in the sky. Being and non-being are not found here, by your insight and compassion. The world is without eternity or annihilation, always like a dream. It is not found to be or not to be, by your insight and compassion. All things are like illusions apart from thought and consciousness, not found to be or not to be, by your insight and compassion. Selflessness of phenomena and personality, afflictions, and information too, are always pure to you, being signless, by your insight and compassion. You do not become extinct, you are not in extinction, extinction is not in you. Beyond intelligence and information, apart from extremes of being and non-being. Those who see the sage at peace, thus, detached from events, become unacquisitive in this world and the next, without embellishment. Like a mirage shimmering in the heat deceiving the mind, animals take it for water, but there is no substance to it. So does the seed of consciousness quicken in the field of views. The ignorant grasp it as being, as the dim-sighted do the dark. Meditator, meditation, and topic of meditation, relinquishment and vision of truth. Whoever realizes this is only mental construction is liberated. These phenomena are insubstantial, deriving from thought. Even that thought by which empty is thought is itself empty. The clusters, with consciousness the fifth, are like reflections of trees in water. An object analogous to an illusion or a dream one should not imagine to be as represented. Like magic, a zombie, a machine, a dream, lightning, a cloud. Always seeing this world with the triple continuum cut off, one is liberated. Consciousness occurs through invalid imagination, eightfold, ninefold, variously, waves on a vast ocean. Constantly strengthened with impressions by the intellect as a basis of permanent reliance. The mind rambles in the realm of the senses like iron drawn to a magnet. The generic matter inherent in all beings is beyond thought. It is at rest, disengaged, beyond knowledge and information. Illusion-like concentration too is beyond the 10 stages. You see the mind king, beyond conceptual consciousness. When the mind is turned around, then it remains eternally in a lotus-shaped aerial car made in the realm of illusion. While in it, one attains effortless movement. And does the things people do, like a jewel of all hues. There is nothing created or uncreated outside of imagination. The ignorant with deluded thought grasp them like a barren woman does her son in a dream. Personality, the clusters, and continuity have no origination in the sense of lacking independent existence. Elements as contingencies, and emptiness as knowable too, as things not coming to be. Mine is expedient instruction. I do not teach definition. The naïve grasp definition as the defined, as actual reality. The knower of all is not wed to it all, in the midst of everything yet not anything. The naïve imagine the world awake, but I am not awakened and do not cause awakening. This world is representation, made of names, not there as it appears. The clusters are makers of optical illusions imagined by the naïve. Nothing comes to be from non-existence, nor perishes conditionally. When one sees the constructed as the child of a barren woman, a flower in the sky, then, seeing grasper and grasped as confusion, it ceases. I do not enter nirvana by cultivation, ritual, or appearance. I attain nirvana by cessation of the consciousness causing imagination. Just as waves don't arise on a calm ocean, so does variety of consciousness, extinguished, not proceed. Empty, devoid of inherent existence, analogous to illusion, unborn, these dream-like things are not found to be real or unreal. I teach one nature, apart from thinking and representation. The celestial realm of the wise, beyond two natures. As shiny insects appear multicolored to the intoxicated but are not, seeming so because of agitation of the elements of sense, so is this world, by nature. Just as a magic illusion appears in straw, sticks, and pebbles. While the illusion is not actually there, so are phenomena, by nature. There is no grasper and no grasped, no one to be bound and no bondage. Like an illusion, a mirage, a dream scene, a partial blindness. When a seeker of truth sees without false imagination, without embellishment, then, discipline accomplished, one will see me, without doubt. For nothing is represented here, like a mirage in the sky. When conscious of phenomena thus, one does not assert anything. In assumptions of being and non-being there is no origin of phenomena. Thought rambles in the triple world, whereby it appears diverse. A dream and the world are of the same nature, and the forms and colors thereto. Experience and contact prove equal. As well as death, the teacher of the world, and action. For mind is the womb of what's in the triple world, for this wandering mind is seen here and yon. Knowing the state of this world to be thus, unreal, one should not imagine the world. The naïve see origin and destruction from delusion. One with insight does not distinguish origin or destruction. In the peak celestial abode, rid of all evil, those free of false imagination, always disciplined, are detached from thought and mental conditions. Those who've attained the powers, superknowledges, and masteries, and reached the goal of that concentration, are awakened there, perfectly enlightened, while the projection is awakened here. For countless tens of millions of projections of Buddhas issue forth. Everywhere the undeveloped listen to them, hearing the truth. Free of beginning, middle, and end, beyond being and non-being, all pervasive, immovable, pure, unvaried, source of variety. Concealed by a multitude of representations, dwelling in all living creatures. It is due to confusion that there is illusion. Illusion is not the cause of confusion. It is by confusion of mind that anything seems to be there. Veiled in two natures projected by the receptacle consciousness, the world consisting of representation, the flood of views, phenomena, and personality. When one has turned away, having contemplated the world thus, then one will be an heir of mind, who deals with perfect truth. The phenomena of heat, fluidity, motion, and hardness imagined by the ignorant are untrue attributions. There is nothing definable and no definition. This faculty in the form of a body, the ignorant, confused. In the cage of the common flow, imagine as made of 8 things. The ignorant imagine origin as a totality of causes and conditions. Not knowing this principle, they wander in the abode of the triple world. All things, without inherent existence, are in fact human speech. Yet there is no creation from thinking. Existence is like a dream. If one observes this, one will not go with the common flow, nor yet pass away. Manifold thought, known as seed, is called the sphere of mind. The ignorant attached to duality of thought construe origination in a name. Ignorance, craving, and action, cause of thought and mentality. Where it starts from is known as relativity. What they construe as objective is confusion of the subjective. The inadequacy of thought, imagined by error and confusion. The thought of embodied beings operates in connection with conditions. I say I do not see apart from conditions. Free of conditions, without self-definition. When it is not in a body, it is thus not an object to me. Just as an eminent king gets his children likenesses of various animals to play in the house, a gathering of animals in the woods, so do I give similes for realities with various definitions. But I tell my heirs the boundary of reality must be known first-hand. As waves on the ocean aroused by the conditions of the wind go on dancing with no end in sight, so too the flood in the receptacle, always agitated by the wind of objects, goes on dancing with manifold waves of consciousness. The thought of living beings is subject to the supposition of something apprehended and something apprehending. The character of the perceptible is not there as imagined by the naïve. The primary receptacle and the receptacle as a datum too are veritable. I teach, when the grasped and grasper are gone, There is no soul in the clusters, no being or personality. But consciousness occurs, and consciousness passes away. Just as low and high are seen in a picture but aren't there, so does being appear in beings without really being there. Like a castle in the air, like a mirage. An object is known as such usually, but is not there to insight. What is produced by the faculties of measurement is not an effect or a cause. Apart from intelligence and information, without anything definable or any definition. No one has ever seen anyone who became completely awakened based on the clusters. What has never been seen by anyone, how can it be contemplated? By proofs, paradigms of logic, and by proposition and reason. In terms of a dream, a castle in the air, a mirage, the moon, and sun, I use such examples to say an origin is not objective. The imagined world is called a dream, confusion, or illusion, in the sense of being empty. But independent of everything in the triple world, inner and outer, seeing existence unborn, patience from nowhere is born. One will have concentration like magic, and a mental body too, superknowledges, masteries, powers, and brilliance of mind. Things in relation to which confusion occurs, unoriginated, empty, essenceless, are also those in relation to which it passes away. For thought is perception of mind, the external is perception of what has form. No other object is there as the naïve imagine. Collections, the image of Buddha, analysis of elements. The properly learned master the varied world by means of representation. Body, abode, and property. These are three representations of what is grasped. Intellect, reception, representation, and imagination are terms for what grasps. Whether imagination or what can be imagined, anything in the realm of words. Thinkers do not see truly, because of confusion of thought. When the lack of inherent existence of things is realized, then the yogi is at peace, beyond the range of the senses. As something painted black is taken for a snake by the unaware, the three vehicles are mistaken by the ignorant who do not know. For there are no disciples here, no one in the vehicle of the solitary. What appears to be the form of a disciple or a master is a projection that bodhisattvas, souls of compassion, show. The triple world, construed as of two natures, is only a representation. Verity is off the path of phenomena and personality. Just as moon and sun, the flame of a lamp, elements and gems occur without contrivance, so does the Buddhahood of a Buddha. Just as visual distortion is misapprehended by dim-sighted people, so the conception of things is falsely construed by the naïve. Apart from stasis, dissolution, and origination, neither permanent nor impermanent. Analogies like visual distortion have the aspect of cleaning away afflictions. Just as the world sees an idol as something gold whereas there's no gold there, but gilded earth. So too do the ignorant corrupted by beginningless thoughts and mental states. Grasp illusory mirage-like existence as real. One seed is not the primary cause. Seed is of a single mark. See that all seed is variegated thought. When one seed is pure, it ceases to be seed. The mixture of races is equivalent to non-discrimination on a large scale. Seed brings variety. That is called the seed of all. Nothing originates therein by conditions, nor passes away. Even the conditions occurring and passing away are imagined. The triple world is only a representation. Nothing exists of its own nature. Thinkers will imagine a representation as an objective existence. Wanting to know the nature of things does not prevent confusion. Seeing the non-origination of the nature of things, one is liberated. Illusion is not non-existent. Its existence is spoken of because it is of the same nature of things. Unreal, like a flash of lightning. They are therefore noted as analogous to illusion. They are not to be produced, nor have they originated. Nor is there any condition. Whatever seems there is therefore called convention. Conditions affliction of dissolution and origin cannot be avoided. but what the ignorant imagine of conditions is completely avoidable. There's no essential nature, no representation, no thing, no receptacle. As these are imagined by the ignorant under the influence of bad thinkers. When heirs of the Victoria see the world as made by mind, then they gain a projection body without practice and cultivation endowed with powers, superknowledges, and masteries. When thought acts on the appearance of all forms. There is no mind here, or forms, but thought confused since ever. Then the yogi sees the world without false images by means of insight. A sign is a representation of a thing, and a mental palpitation, transcending which my heirs act without false conceptions. A castle in the air, a magical illusion, a visual distortion, a mirage. The unreal seem real. Such is supposition of things. All things are unoriginated. Confusion alone is seen. The ignorant attached to duality imagine confusion as originated. Manifold thought as an element of cause, produced from impressions. Rolls on as a flood of waves. By cutting it off, it does not go on. As a varied basis of diversity operates in thought. So in space, on a blank, it doesn't come from anywhere. When thought goes on relative to any sign, thought produced by conditions is not focused on mind alone. There is no mind with agency grasped by thought. The true essence of mind is pure. There is no impression in the sky. Thought comes from immersion in subjective mentation. There is no external object, so it is only thought. Mind is the receptacle consciousness, intellect is the thinker. What grasps objects is called consciousness. Mind is always indeterminate, intellect goes both ways, active consciousness is good and bad. The door of ultimate truth is beyond the two representations of imagined and relative. How can the arrangement of the three vehicles remain where there are no images? The abodes and the stage of Buddhahood are only mind without images. This has been told, is told, and will be told by the Buddhas. 7 stages are thought, the 8th is imageless. 2 stages are a pleasure ground, the last stage is my own. My own stage, pure, must be known first-hand. It shines over the supreme state of the great Lord at the peak of existence. Its rays of light come forth like those of fire, variegated, pleasing, cheerful, which show a triple world. Showing some triple world, or one already shown, there they teach the vehicles. This stage is my own. There is no time in realization of the stages, the passage to sovereignty. Transcending mental content, the sure result is beyond the range of the senses. Even non-existence is seen as existence, and variety too. The ignorant have wrong notions because of grasping. For variety is a delusion. When knowledge is without imagination, it is not accurate to say there's an object. The reason why mind is not forms is being free of imagination. The sense faculties, and their objects, illusory appearances, are like dreams.